going on? My name's Dan Corrigan. I'm here with Keen Ramps on the our personal mini ramp that we actually keep at the shop. And I'm going to be teaching you a trick that I actually get a ton of requests for, but it's actually the first step for the trick that I get a lot of requests for. Do a lot of feeble grinds. I do a lot of feeble grinds on ledges, and I always explain to people, I get the question a lot, how do you feeble a ledge? You do it exactly like you would on a quarter pipe. So first, you should probably learn how to do a feeble on a quarter pipe. So that's what I'm going to teach you. How to not feeble stall, but actually how to push a feeble grind. And then you can translate that same body weight, that same pinch, and that same angle towards a street ledge. So this ramp is actually perfect for it. Something that he actually pointed out a second ago. If you have a mellow ramp, like if you have a 2-foot ramp or even a 3-foot ramp that's on the mellower side, probably not the obstacle to learn it on. You want something a little bit steeper. You want something that when you're pinched here on the side, you're only gonna have one wheel touching here, and then this wheel's gonna be pinched above. If it's too mellow and you're at this angle, it's gonna wanna pull you off the ramp. You're not gonna be able to get sideways enough to pinch yourself in. Because when you do a feeble on a quarter pipe or a ledge and you grind it, all of your body weight is here. It's not over the coping, it's not over the deck, it's literally over here. So your feet are the only thing that's level with the coping. If you watch any footage of anyone feebling a ledge or a quarter pipe, they're usually over here with like a perfect diagonal to the coping. So first stepping stones that you're going to be able to do. You're going to want to be able to 50-50, and you're going to want to be able to 50-50 every single try. You're also going to want to be able to feeble stall. But now when it comes to 50-50, I will say this. It is easier to translate a cross-lock 50-50 to a feeble grind than it is a heel side 50-50. When I first learned 50-50s on transition, I was heel side all day. I was here. So first, try to play with this one where you get up where your back foot is heel side and your front foot is toe side, and you kind of like lock in like this, cross, and you push forward. So I'll give you a quick example, quick 50-50. I'm not gonna do a trick tip on it, but I want you to see what it looks like. Personally, that's how I prefer to 50-50, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so with feeble stalls, if you can already feeble stall, this ain't what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you come up, you're all the way on the deck, you're all the way locked in, and then you come back in, you're standing there, then you scoot in, and then you kick turn in. No, we don't want a feeble stall where you are sideways. You are literally right here. You are pinched on this wheel. That is the only thing that's holding you on the board, and your body weight's over here. And a good way to practice that, a good way to get used to that uncomfortable momentum is little truck taps, where I'll kick turn, and I'll tap the coping. And that exact motion is literally the same. Then tapping above the coping, tap the coping, then tap above the coping with your truck. And all of your body weight in ramp. So, in order to push this grind, I think it is the easiest way to learn how to get it to grind is to think that you're just trying to get it to go on the coping. Don't try to land it yet. You just want to figure out how to grind. So all your body weight over here, get into the grind, and I think it's safest to jump off this board kind of backwards diagonal. So I would go about it a little bit like this. Get in the grind, just kind of jump off. All my body weight's in. Pretty safe trick to bail from. The board doesn't usually follow you down the ramp because half of it's up here. It'll usually kind of close down. So keeping all your body weight in here, all your pressure on your heel side, which is going to be here, and all your body weight in the ramp, pushing it forward like basically like you're trying to power slide on some really grippy ground. That's what feebles feel like. When I do feebles on ledges or quarter pipes, you're really fighting the momentum because your front wheels are actually power sliding. They might spin a little bit when they're up here and they're going like this. See how it kind of rolls, but you're also kind of power sliding. So keep that in mind. You stay in the back seat really hard. You push hard forward. Keep that wheel in mind. Stay in the ramp. And to get out of it, it's literally just a kick turn. So best way to play with it, do a couple grinds and jump off like that. Make sure you have the feeble stalls down. And the first one that I ever did was kind of like that little feeble stall in ramp that I showed you, except for I did it kind of in motion. So I'll show you what that looks like, a quick little taffy grind. Look a little something like this. Probably grind it like an inch. But if you can grind an inch, all you have to do is pinch it and then keep going. With feeble grinds, unlike a lot of other grinds, when you watch people do feeble grinds on ledges and transition, you don't see a lot of rolling the windows down. It's not a lot of balancing. It's a lot of pushing my gravity against the wall like I'm trying to be Spider-Man and trying to coast on that. It's not like you get into it and you gotta like get over the thing. Like, no, all your body weight's over here. So it's kind of counterintuitive. Just trust yourself. Trust that if all your weight's, you know, against it, it's gonna hold you in the grind. And then just kick turn off. One of the other good things about Feebles is since you're sideways, a lot of grinds that you learn, like let's say if you're learning back Smiths, there's a hang-up factor. With Feeble, even though your board's over there, it's literally just like the edge of your truck. So when you kick turn out, you're pretty much in the ramp. It's a really safe trick to dismount of. And in my opinion, it's kind of one of the cooler looking tricks to do in transition anyways. So now I'm gonna do a Feeble grind. I'm gonna try to grind, you know, a decent amount and give you an idea of where my body weight is, and we'll go from there. Once you get comfortable with that uncomfortable feeling, it's gonna feel very cozy. Feeble grinds, in my opinion, is one of my go-to grinds. When I'm skating a ledge, right after I 50-50 it and maybe no slide it, Feeble's probably coming. And I think it's just a trick that's not explored a lot because it looks awkward. You don't see a ton of people do it, but in reality, it's just like every other grind. You play with it long enough, they're just gonna start working. Another quick variation that I could show you is Feeble to fakies. It's kind of like the entrance level trick to pivot to fakies. I'm just gonna break it down really quick. What's good about if you can Feeble grind, you can definitely go to fakie because if you keep all your body weight in the ramp and you get into a Feeble, it's literally just a rock to fakie. And in my opinion, they're easier to grind. So all my body weight over here, literally it's like rock to fakie. If you can deck out a rock to fakie, just deck out a rock to fakie, crook it, pinch your truck, and fall back in. And then you're grinding. Really lean into it. They're actually a lot easier to grind further than regular Feebles too. You have to sit on them. You ever Feeble a quarter pipe? No. What's that?
Oh man, I gotta say, I listened to everything you said. I know how to Feeble stall.
Let me see a pinchy Feeble stall first.
Pinchy Feeble.
All your body weight in the ramp. Oh, okay, yeah, just make that grind. Okay, so you locked in toe side. So pinch that heel. You almost want to, it almost feels like you're sort of undershooting the coping and then you feel your truck click. You know what I mean? You're already carving before your truck's in. Little grinder. Little scraper. Oh yeah, you got.
So is it kind of like Feebling a rail where you really lean back?
No, because when
not as much.
Not as much. It's you do lean back, but it's more like you're forcing it. Like pretend that you know it's gonna stick. You're Feebling a sticky rail, if anything. Okay. All day. Now we're not walking away with a foot grind though. I need a foot and a half, 2 feet. Oh my God. See, he can't even 50-50, and I can teach him how to Feeble. Just imagine what you could do.
My confidence is knocked down.
Now you got.
Okay.
You're still kind of like arching up. I would say come at a sharp angle this way. Like I'm almost like coasting, not quite parallel, but pretty far. Oh! Yeah, here's another thing to think about that I totally forgot to mention, so I hope you're still watching. When you get into this Feeble, this truck, your back truck, needs to pinch. This wheel needs to touch that board because if it's not pinching, you're not putting enough pressure on your heel. You got to make that wheel touch your board. That will really help you push the glide.
All right, here it goes.
Oh! Feeble guy! I'm the best! So there you have it. I feel like if I gave him enough information for him to learn it, I gave you enough information for you to learn it. You learned it in like 4 tries.
Yeah, I've never been like a good Feebler, period. Like,
yeah.
I'm not good at Feebling rails. Like I've only stalled quarter pipes. Like that is the first time I've ever felt a grind on a Feeble.
Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, he is like a good skateboarder. He does skate transition, so he's probably picking it up faster than you might. So don't get discouraged if it takes you 100 tries, because most tricks take 100 tries. But what I like to do is to give you all the tools and information that you need to make those subtle mental tweaks of how to make this trick work. Now, we do offer obstacles that are really good to learn Feeble grinds on. Aside from our ledge, which is possibly your ultimate goal, we offer quarter pipes that go up to, what, 6 foot wide?
Yep.
So
no, we got 8 foot wide.
We got 8 foot wide quarter pipes, but it's pretty obvious what you're going to want to learn for a Feeble grind is a mini ramp, and we do offer all sorts of different variations. Everything from, what's our smallest?
Smallest is 2 foot.
2
so
foot.
That
ain't it, Chief. That ain't your Feeble grind.
But maybe on the 3.5.
3.5 and up is what I would say. You could even make 4 work if you already had it figured out.
Or get 3 work.
3 work. 4 would definitely work. But 3.5 and up is where you're going to get your Smiths and your Feebles and those more pinchy
you can
tricks.
Comfortably lock, and the wheels aren't dragging as much.
Yeah, whereas the 2 foot to the 3 foot is more for your learning, your basics, your axle stalls, maybe your first blunt to fakie. But when you really want to start gliding around, you're going to want the little bit bigger ramp. But other than that, we also offer flat bars, both square. Well, do we do square anymore?
Yeah, we still have square.
Still got the square. Got the new shipment of round, which just came in, and they are pristine dimensions. Super hyped on the way they came out. I know you are too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm definitely gonna take one of my
And then we have the bank bar, which is nice because it's kind of like a light wally, and that kind of spits you right into a Feeble.
Oh, that's true.
I have done that.
Yeah,
I've
Feebled
kind
that.
of done like wally Feebles on those because there's no resistance. It's
Yeah.
like once you do that wally on the edge of the bank bar, then you're just sitting on a rail.
Yeah.
But it's like instead of alling into it, your feet never left the board.
Yes.
So there's
yes.
less to go wrong.
I would argue that the easiest obstacle to learn how to Feeble grind on transition would be a spine ramp, but good luck finding a spine ramp in 2021.
Spines are scary.
They're
too.
scary, and to find one long enough is pretty rare. We do have a spine ramp that has a slappy curb on it, but you're not going to be Feeble in it.
Yeah, it's meant for stalls.
Yeah, you can Feeble off the side of it, but once again, I'm digressing. Anyways, offer all kinds of ramps, unique ramps like the transition ledge, which is a ledge with like a quarter pipey thing to it, and all sorts of stuff. Go to our website, keenramps.com. Link is in the description. Also, I'm going to write it out right here for no reason.